So here's a cute little project you can knock out in an afternoon. This is not difficult, this is not expensive. What it is these little ghosty looking things that you want to create the illusion they're just hanging out in the middle of your yard, just kind of floating in space. You'll see what we mean here. Now what you're going to need is some fabric called tulle, T-U-L-L-E, very see-through, very sheer, also very cheap. I got this at Joann's Fabrics. It was $1.50 for a yard of this stuff. You need some metal garden stakes, the U-shaped garden stakes. They are not expensive from any home improvement store or garden store. Then you need some staples, the kind that you get for a carpenter's staple gun. You do not need the staple gun itself. All you need is the staples, the kind that go into it. Pipe cleaners like this. I also got these at the fabric store. You just cut them to whatever length you want. Standard black sewing thread. And some styrofoam balls. You also get at a craft store. These are, I don't know, inch and a half. And what you do is you cut out a piece of your tulle about, I don't know, 10, 12 inches square, drape it over top of that styrofoam ball, tie it off at the neck with one of the pipe cleaners. And then you have this looking guy here. And you take him and you take your black thread and you do this. There's kind of the effect you're trying to create. And what it is, you take your black thread, and in this case I've got it tied to that shepherd's hook right there, different lengths of them. I got two that come down this way, and then two that come down that way. They are different lengths, so that they're buried out here in the yard at different distances. And what you do is, you tie it on there, and then you attach it to one of those garden stakes and bring it out here and punch that into the ground. And along that length of thread, you hang these ghosties. The way you do that is with the staples. Right there like that. The thread runs over the top of the ghostie's head and is held in place by one of those staples. And try to stagger this with different lengths of thread. Have the ghosties at different, staggered at different intervals. Some are low to the ground, some are really high up. And you want to make it look random. One other thing I wanted to mention real quick, Halloween day when I have my tombstones out here, I will do this on the stones themselves. I'll have the thread running between the stones at different heights, at different angles, and for different lengths. And again, if you just stagger these, make them look really random, it'll create a nice effect. I mean, people, they're not stupid. They'll figure out thread is involved in some way, but you don't want to make it obvious to them, like you just have one thread going across and 3 or 4 of the ghosties hanging down, so it's obvious they're just hanging off of a thread. Try to stagger them and make them look different. So that's basically it. Not a hard thing to do, not an expensive thing to do. You can knock this out in an afternoon, and just a cute little thing, that's all. See ya.